Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new session of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, the Golden Sea. Is the audio working? Just making sure. I think it's working. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear the music. Anyways, it's been a while since our last session, and it's been a while since the last, time we saw Team Infinite, the Dine N Dashers. So, I think we'll take some time to do a little recap, and also for anyone who's brand new, hi, I'm Layla. Welcome to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, the Golden Sea. So let's give a nice recap to, Let me bring up the map. So here we are in the Golden Archipelago. This is the setting of our story, and our adventure started all the way down here on Cobalt Island with our adventurers Micha the Eevee, Ostinato the Tynamo, and Chef the Marini. They all met each other, and through some random encounters, ended up coming across the legendary Pokemon Suicune, who chose those three in particular to embark on a journey to explore the different islands of the Golden Archipelago, accomplishing trials for the Golden Festival. And by the time they completed all 8 trials, obtaining a Z crystal each time, they reached the capital, Dorado, where they then participated in the Golden Festival. However, it wasn't a simple and easy journey. There were a few bumps along the way. Notably, during the first trial on Shamrock Island, the Dine N Dashers encountered this demonic spirit known as Black Fog, some sort of corrupted haunter, and however they were able to defeat Black Fog just fine, but Chef accidentally consumed his finger, and in Jujutsu Kaisen style, had a part of Black Fog remaining within his body. And so, because of that, Black Fog wasn't 100% dead and gone. And
really said, nah, I'd win.
Nah, he'd win. And, whoa, that is a little too low. Let me lower that. Okay, that might just be on my end. Okay. So, and then along with that, through several encounters with 2 notable cults, the Abyssal Cult and the Infernal Cults, the one of which ended up capturing Ostinato, who essentially became a undercover member of sorts, along with another friend of theirs that they had picked up, Kara the Cubone. But then eventually they were able to regroup with the rest of the party, and upon completing the Golden Festival, the Golden Trials, the party gained audience with Ho-Oh, who tasked them with going all the way up to the Whirl Islands, where they encountered Lugia, who had been corrupted in a similar sense to Black Fog, actually, and had been turned into Shadow Lugia. And after an intense battle, some intervention from Ho-Oh, Black Fog combined his power with that of Shadow Lugia, combining into a being known as Shadow Fog. And Micha, Ostinato, and Chef were all together able to defeat Black Fog once and for all, and purge the land from the threat of his very existence. However, it was at a great cost, as unfortunately Lugia did not survive the process, and from that, their successor, their offspring, Silver, was taken in by Ho-Oh. However, despite that loss, the Dine N Dashers succeeded. They defeated Black Fog once and for all, and have, for the most part, rid the archipelago of any threats of Shadow Pokemon. However, in our previous session with them, they decided to just go home and relax, and that was their first mistake. Micha, who had previously run away from her previous home, decided to pay her old house a visit and see if she could confront the demons of her past, namely her parents. Only to find that her, essentially, the person who actually took care of her, Calamity the Absol, had been captured and was forced to do battle with them. Meanwhile, I forgot to get the extended version of this song. My bad. There we go. Meanwhile, on their way back to Cobalt Island, Ostinato and Kara were suddenly teleported, leaving Chef all alone on the ride back home. Because Ostinato's business with the Infernal Cult was not done, and something that they had obtained once they had captured Ostinato was the Magma Stone from the Crimson Island, which was revealed to actually be the red orb used to summon Groudon. And now they also know where to find Groudon, and now they have the means to summon them. And then back with Chef, he returns home only to find his home under attack. And so he rushes over to the caves where he had met Suicune, where Suicune was protecting a treasure, only to find it being attacked by another cult, the Abyssal Cult. And after a few skirmishes and battles, along with Chef finding his wounded father, he ends up confronting a Manaphy and their Fion, who are all attacking Suicune, and eventually they manage to take the Cobalt treasure, which is revealed to be the blue orb to summon Kyogre. So now both of these cults have means to summon the ancient weather Pokemon from Gen 3. And along with that, Chef willingly surrenders himself to the Abyssal Cult in hopes that he could try to sabotage them from the inside, and also because one of their members commended his abilities and his power. So that's where we left off the Dine N Dashers. The previous session did involve my players from my previous campaign, Order of Eternity, all coming back, and they had their own one-off adventure over in the World Islands that took place at the same time as the previous session with the Dine N Dashers. So while everyone was getting captured, Team Infinity was regrouping and fighting a G-Max Duraludon and a Marshadow. But, yeah, with that all out of the way, it's time to get back into the story. And for anyone who's wondering how we're playing this, we're using a system called Pokemon Tabletop United. It's a bit outdated. It doesn't really work with Mystery Dungeon, but there are no real good alternatives at the moment. But one notable thing to mention about the system, several sessions back, we had implemented an accuracy bonus system to sort of combat the evasion bonus system that PTU has, because everyone kept on getting terrible rolls and missing all the time. It made battles unbearable. But we decided to just nix both entirely. So hopefully that should make it so that there's still a little bit of RNG, but it's not ungodly annoying every time we do battle. So, with that explanation all out the way, one last thing. Unfortunately, Jacob is sick, so he cannot join us. So currently we will be focusing on Micha and Ostinato. So, speaking of, let's check on our favorite troublemaker, Eel.
Ooh.
Deep within the Obsidian Arc are Ostinato and Kara. And by now, you guys...
Oh, actually, I can make it myself. Never mind.
Yeah, it's screenshot it.
Yeah, I know, that's what I did last time.
Yeah, just screenshot it. So, Ostinato, you and Kara have gotten new uniforms, because the last time you guys were here, Kara had just evolved, and you hadn't fully evolved yet. But now you guys are fully acclimated to being back in the cult. Ostinato, what is going around in your mind right now?
Could I get a refresher on what, like, I know we had a conversation with Zenith right last time, but that was also like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, I don't remember
So
exactly
the
what we
last
debated.
thing that happened, the last major thing, which was like in universe, like it's been a couple days,
Mhm.
was
Okay.
that you were able to officially meet the leaders of the Infernal Cult officially, Maxi the Camerupt and his legendary advisor, Heatran. And with the combined power of Heatran's child, Jasper, another Heatran just named Jasper, they had taken the Magma Stone that Zenith had taken from Crimson Island and removed its disguise, its shell, to reveal the red orb. And so now, one of like your, however, your trio previously with Damien, the shiny Eevee, who,
Mhm.
while you guys were in the participating in the Golden Festival in the capital, he went incognito to gain information on where Groudon is. That was his sort of secret mission. And however, it's been quite a bit. You have not seen him at all. You have
Mm,
you haven't even heard of him, other than what his mission was.
yeah. Okay, and I mean, I'm presuming, I'm not immediately, I guess, assuming that something went wrong because I figured I would have heard about that, but I am a little curious, I guess. Um, so we're just, have we gotten any directions from, on as to any idea what we're doing next, or are we just kind of chilling and waiting for our next orders right now?
Yeah, that's kind of really it. You are just like
Yeah.
awaiting what's next.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you and Kara have gotten your
Mm-hmm.
new outfits and stuff. However,
Yeah.
Ostinato, today in particular is a bit odd because you awoke to notice that patches of your
I also just noticed
skin,
that, like,
yeah,
10 seconds
pat
ago.
yeah, patches of your skin are starting to look a little like luminescent and like a little glowy and shiny in certain angles, and they just don't look normal, is what you can say.
Hmm. Alright, that is weird. And has Kara noticed it, or I think, or should I just wait?
Kara does not seem to even know. She's actually like currently just like slumped over,
In her
just
own
like
world? Yeah.
she's staring at the ground, just sort of like dragging her bone club across the ground, just like making random doodles and shapes, not really
Hmm.
paying attention to what's around her.
Alright. And I'm like, hey, Kara, does this look like, I mean, I guess I should know this. I'm the Eelektross, but does this look normal? And actually, no, I shouldn't know this because I didn't have an Eelektross family member for very long. Uh,
Lucky that you can remember.
I guess, yeah, I wish I could ask my dad, but,
Uh,
should I be concerned, or should I go, like, to the med bay or whatever they have here?
Kara
Looks a
looks
little
up and is
weird.
like, I, I never seen anything like that. I don't know. I mean, I've never heard of any sort of skin condition that's like that. And she, like, sort of, like,
Yeah, and also
walks
out of
up and, like,
character, eels don't actually shed in the same way that snakes do. So,
I didn't even know they
I guess
had
if I'm,
scales, so,
yeah, they kind of like secrete dead skin cells, but so do humans. So,
Oh,
like,
yes.
yeah.
So it's basically just like human skin, just
Yes,
wet
it comes
since
off.
they're
Yeah.
underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah,
So yeah, this is a little concerning.
yeah. Actually, as fun. Okay, in that case, like you do see like just like some like tiny, very thin shreds of like dead skin flaking off.
Hmm.
Around those weird glowy parts on your body.
Yeah, yeah. The last time I had something like this is when I got cut up before. Anytime you have a little bit of that skin that flakes around the scar, but I didn't get injured recently. And
Ah,
honestly, if anything, it feels kind of nice in those spots. It's
huh.
not painful.
Well, I mean, I guess if it's not hurting you, then maybe it's not an issue. I mean, I don't know. I've never heard of any sort of Huh? Wait. What was that called? I remember someone in my tribe mentioning it. What was it? Pokerus? Does Pokerus show up on the skin or something like that?
I mean, I don't think I probably heard that in school when I wasn't paying attention and Nimbus was lecturing me for it, but yeah, I don't know, to be honest.
Well, I mean, we could always ask. I mean, we're not really doing much. We might as well.
I don't know if I want to draw any extra attention to myself though, but I guess I figured they'll probably notice it whether I bring it up to them or not.
Yeah. And like Kara's voice kind of trails off. Is like, uh, Ostinato, I've been thinking about our whole, what we're doing here. Is this? Do you really think this is a good idea? Like, I admit I kind of just ran off after you, spur of the moment thing. But I mean, I thought that like I felt like I had the best chance of blending in with you. Um, in regards to no, you're not getting shed tail. In regards to the whole like pretending to be a cult member, but like I don't know, like we had to help them break out a few of their members from prison, where I met had to fight members of my clan, but like we're help. You saw what they did with that what was it, the Heatran? You saw what they did. They plan on releasing Groudon. I don't know what a Groudon is, but it sounds dangerous. I could
Honestly, I don't like the situation either, but no one else in the archipelago seems to know of this, not even in Dorado. So, honestly, I think us two have a better chance at trying to do something about it than anyone else.
well, but in that case, then we have to come up with something. We need to act. We can't just sit idly by and go along with this. Otherwise, we might be helping them.
Right now, we don't have a lot of info to go off of, though. I mean, we know what the broad goal is. How are they going to get there? I don't know. We can't just... I mean, we could go back and tell the authorities, hey, they're trying to revive Groudon. Oh, wait, how are they doing that? Not very sure. It wouldn't... I don't think it would do much. And they seemingly haven't been able to track these guys down, either.
Yeah. Great. And as you guys are, as Ostinato, as you and Kara are starting to like try to come up with something, you suddenly feel the entire ground shake as like a small seismic quake just rushes through the entire ground, and like you hear like distant voices like, "Whoa, hey, whoa, what's going on? What's going on?" And you feel like that something just happened. And, like, Kara's like, is that normal?
It didn't happen when here before, but I guess we weren't here that long. Might head out and see if anyone else is concerned, I guess.
So you peek out and you see like several cult members like rushing down one hallway, and then let's see, we'll say a Darmanitan like he like stops and looks at you guys like, what are you guys standing there for? Come on! And like rushes you guys over to follow him.
And I'm like, I guess we're going then.
All right. So you follow everyone as they're rushing over, and you realize that you're going down a familiar pathway, and this path in particular is leads to where you actually met the leaders of the cults, and eventually you and like everyone else in the cult sort of convenes together. And you look around, and like everyone's like worried or concerned or confused. You look at Zenith, and he's got his arms crossed. He's like his eyes closed as he's thinking. Maxie is somewhat similar, but like he looks quite annoyed in a sense. However, did the music just stop playing, or
Bongo gave up.
Did Bongo give up? Like, this is... Hello? Did I accidentally get the shortened version again? Oh my god, this is for... Ooh, okay. Let me try to fix that. My bad, guys.
Oopsie, oopsie. It happens.
Let me get the extended version of everything. I don't know what's... I don't know why it was... I'm off my A game, guys. I'm sorry. There we go. Alright, so... what else? Okay. You notice with the two Heatrans at the top, Jasper, the younger one, the shiny Heatran, looks very worried and like nervous. Like you can see his eyes just darting around, and like occasionally meeting back at their parents. Heatran is furious and just glaring at the red orb as it's sort of just like laying there. And you remember feeling like a little bit of its power, and it had quite a bit of a glow, but now it's just kind of there. And
Now,
oh wait, no, you go ahead.
yeah, I'm thinking it's just lying there, but clearly it's doing something. But I don't think I'm gonna say anything yet, because I'm just gonna. I don't think there's much I could say. Everyone's clearly confused as to what's going on, it seems.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. Everyone's like very confused until Maxie finally speaks up. You're all probably wondering why we have a very last minute, very sudden meeting.
Emergency meeting.
Yes, emergency meeting. And well, it's come to our attention that we are lacking one thing with our with Project Ruby. We have the location of Groudon, and we have the means to summon Groudon, the red orb. There's one slight problem. After many millennia of being sealed away in its previous form, referred to as the Magma Stone, it has lost most of its power. Currently, while this would have power to cause a volcano eruption or something like that, it is small fry compared to what we have in mind, what we have planned, which is to fully revive the god of the lands, to shape the world back to how it once was, a world fit for all terrestrial Pokemon like ourselves. But as we get one step closer, there's something that sets us back. We need a powerful enough source of energy to restore the red orb to its previous power, and with that we can finally summon Groudon. But we currently do not have the means to do so.
So, wondering, do they know what we need to do? I'm still not gonna voice that out loud. I'm very new here. But I'm figuring Zenith or one of the others is probably gonna say something about that.
So we'll say the Houndoom Cerberus. He's like, so, Sir Maxie, if I may, what exactly would require us to bring the Magma Stone back to its the red orb? Sorry, the red orb back to full power. Well, the red orb is powered like many things, like all living things, infinity energy. The energy that powers our moves, our attacks, our very soul is infinity energy. And with a surplus of that, we are able to transcend the normal limitations of what our bodies provide. In some cases, it allows us to mega evolve. In other cases, like what the residents of this archipelago often do, it allows them to coalesce that power into one crystal with those Z crystals they use and form Z moves. The red orb is just like that. In fact, it's more closer to that of a megastone. If the holder uses it, they can achieve power beyond their normal limitations. And in this case, it would allow Groudon to revert back to their primal form, to where they were back when they ruled the land. And Zenith picks up the infinity energy. I mean, yeah, it is kind of like the Force. It binds us, it penetrates us, it connects all living things together. This is official Pokemon, by the way. That is how infinity energy works for the most part. I'm paraphrasing it, but you know. Tabitha, the Rhyperior, raises her hand. Is like, so we need something of similar caliber that is strong enough to, gives strong enough infinity energy to power that orb. So would a Megastone work? And Zenith speaks up. Well, originally that's what we considered, but the red orb is associated with a god, a legendary. You can't do something like that with just a regular old stone. We need something more. And then from that is when Jasper speaks up. What if there's a possibility that we could use the power of a legendary Pokemon. What are you suggesting, boy? Well, Ho-Oh is currently in hiding after what transpired on the Whirl Islands, keeping Lugia's offspring safe. So that unfortunately, hold on. That does limit what we can do, and it's likely that the legendary birds and the legendary beasts might not be either able to be powerful enough to power up the red orb, but I have heard that there are other legendary Pokemon that reside in the archipelago. Where did you... And Heatran speaks. Where did you come from this knowledge?
Source?
Source? My source is that I made it the heck up. But Jasper continues. I mean, Father, you know that I've kind of been interested in the different traditions and history of the mortals out there. And I came to learn that there's an island that reveres a group of legendary Pokemon. They call themselves the Forces of Nature. Forces of Nature? Tuh, blasphemous. The true force of nature is Groudon. Although that's likely past my time. I have not heard of these Pokemon. Well, it's likely they came to form in the past millennia or so. There are 4 members of them. Tornadus, Thundurus, Landorus, and Enamorus. From what I can recall, Tornadus and Thundurus are rivals to each other. Constantly trying to battle over dominion over the skies. One controls harsh winds, the other controls thunderstorms. Normally, their eldest brother, Landorus, settles the disputes between them. And then they also have their sister, Enamorus, who is often associated with the springtime. So you're saying that we could hunt these legends down and use their power? It's possible. I mean, I don't know if just using their life force is the right idea, but it's possible that they could power the orbs in some way. You did, and then Maxie says, if I may interject, Lord Heatran. What young Jasper has proposed is a good idea. In fact, if what they say is true, then we could use the rivalry between Tornadus and Thundurus and exploit it. Get them down when they're at an argument with each other. when they're weakened. And then we come in to harness their power with a little to no fight. Yes, but what of the others, Landorus and Enemerus? Well, that is an issue. Yeah, Lord Jasper, do you have any information that could aid us? Well, I mean, actually, I remember hearing that Landorus has been spotted for some time now. I mean, they usually only are prominent in particular seasons, and well, we're in the middle of the summer right now, so canon Golden Sea currently taking place in the summer. We're in the middle of the summer. Landorus doesn't appear until the fall, usually to bring in a good harvest after the summer. Then it's possible that their absence might be able to aid us. As for Tornadus and Thunderous, well, they're usually up at they're usually just fighting it out on the mountaintops. Boy, what island do they reside on? I believe it was Ivory Island. Actually, Ostinato, make a, let me check something real quick.
Be like a general education, maybe?
Yes. And I'll do the same thing for Kara. Well, actually, she probably doesn't have any general education stat, but we'll do it anyway.
We'll make one up. We'll do it live!
2!
That's unfortunate. We're gonna have to hope. I don't know how high mine is, to be honest. I know my technological education is pretty high, but,
Let's see.
no, it's a 1d6.
Yeah. Okay,
If I
so...
get a 6 or something.
Yeah.
Nah, I got a 3.
That's it's fine, no worries. But Ostinato, like, you've heard the name Ivory Island. Like,
But that's about it, probably.
Pretty much. You're not familiar with its traditions, its cultures. Like, you're learning more from Jasper than you've learned from anything else in regards to Ivory Island. Very well, then. You've done well, boy. In that case, I will entrust you with your first mission. You and several others shall take the red orb and go after these forces of nature. And then, when they are in a vulnerable state, take their life energy, take their infinity energy to power up the red orb. Yes, Father. I won't fail you, I promise. Good. Then, I will let you choose 3 members of our group that you may take with you. And with that, Maxie is going to step aside, and Jasper is going to start looking around. And he looks around at everyone carefully. He's like, And then he proceeds to say, the Rever Room. What was your name? Mela? Yes. Come with me. Yeah, yes, sir. I won't let you down. And then Jasper continues to look around, and then his eyes set on you, Ostinato. You're new, right? Ostinato?
Yeah, Kara and I.
Well, how about you join me?
Sounds great. Kara and I have plenty of experience together, so I think we'll work well together with you as a team.
And Kara hesitates for a moment because she's just worried about all this, but then is like, and she like holds her club up, is like, and will be like, I won't let you down. All right.
Yeah, and I don't love looping Kara into this, but I also don't want to leave her on her own. So that's I'm kind of loop her into it anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately, but oh well. And then Jasper's like, okay, then that's my team. Good. Then take this, and Heatran sort of picks up the red orb and then proceeds to like heat it up slightly, and then it just slowly levitates over to Jasper, who then takes it. Thank you, Father. Good. And then Maxie goes, "Good luck, young one. Zenith and Courtney shall provide you all with the transportation." Okay. Next stop, Ivory Island. Now, while that is happening, we will be moving on to another one of our players, who is unfortunately in a slightly worse situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Micha.
Yep.
You
Oh.
wake up to see total darkness. For a split second, you don't even know if you're awake or not. But as your body starts to adjust, you realize that you are awake. You're just in some area that is just completely void of, well, anything. Just completely dark. But you can feel by the cold, hard surface on the ground, at least the floor you're in is metal.